So, welcome back to Who Lied to You? This is our podcast about the different myths and lies that we've had from society and the world on different aspects of life that have caused us stress and trauma in our adulthood. I am Flavia Rita Babidie,
I'm Jocelyn Kajumba.
and you are very welcome to our episode 14, where we're going to bust one myth that is eating all of us away. As a self-care coach from oil therapy, I often meet clients telling me that they are too busy for this one thing, and that is self-care. We have been sold the lie that we have to keep looking busy to look productive. But how about the detrimental effects that follow that lie? Have we ever taken time to think about them? So with me, I'm with Jocelyn Kajumba, and she's a neuropsychologist, and we're going to demystify this lie today. So tell us, what are those lies you've heard about people who are busy and the benefit of being busy, when in actual sense it's probably taking them down the drain?
Perfectionism, because you're always busy because you want to attain something, you want to grab on something, you want to hold something, you want to achieve something. So you become a workaholic, which in turn makes you perfectionist, which in turn causes you to have things like obsessive compulsive disorder, where you're obsessed about a particular thing, you're obsessed about a particular project, you want to achieve and achieve and achieve. Yeah, I think that's one of the lies that I know. Perfectionism, being a workaholic. The other lie I would think about is, maybe let's talk about what self-care is. What you understand.
About self-care. I know so many people wear the badge, wear being busy as a badge of honor. And people are running into burnouts, people are running into very bad places with their health because they don't take off the time for self-care, for resting, for rejuvenating themselves. And this is because society has told us that if you're not busy, you're not productive. If you're not working late, you're not productive. If you're not running all over like a headless chicken, you are not productive. And so people often use it as an excuse. And I found that it is a really, really big excuse. In our culture here in Uganda also, and in the modern world really, there's a hustle culture. So you find Flavia, she has a full-time job, and then she has to have a side hustle to keep her going as well. So someone will proudly be involved in so many different hustles on the side because they've been told that you need to be busy. You need to find a way of keeping busy and providing for your needs, providing for your family, which is all good, understandable and good. But the hustle culture is really, really taking us out. And oftentimes we forget that the more stretched we are, the more hassles we are having, the more busy we are for self-care, it's actually bringing diminishing returns to our productivity. So I can't show up fully at my job. I can't show up fully at my businesses. I can't show up fully for family, for my children, and for my friends as well, for whatever other engagement I may have in life. So for me, that's a big, big lie. And when someone tells me they're too busy for self-care, I say, really, 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 are you busy for self-care? Or are you just maybe overwhelmed with other things that are not maybe useful as you putting self-care into perspective? So self-care is the intentional energy you put into taking care of yourself, catering to yourself in whichever means and ways you find fit for you. Your self-care will look different from my self-care. What fills your cup will be different from what fills my cup. But I often tell people, find what fills your cup. Just because someone is turning up in gym every day doesn't mean you should also turn up in gym every day. if you're comfortable in your own house or in your compound, or maybe going for a dance class, or maybe turning up for any other activity, swimming, if you're a swimmer, go for something else. Don't have to do the gym like everyone else. So anyway, that is self-care. Self-care is just the intentional energy you put into catering to yourself to fill your cup and make sure that you are well rejuvenated for the rest of the things that you have on your plate.
I think they may not, because you said, you meet some people and they say they are too busy for self-care. They may not be too busy for self-care, but then they may believe the lie that society, family, school system has told us that once you get that promotion, you'll be able to rest.
Yeah.
Once you get to that material, and that material mountain, that's what we call success, or what they think success is in their mind, then they'll be able to rest. So maybe they do want actually self-care, but then they're like, let me first finish this. Once I get that land, once I, then I'll be able to take that trip, then I'll be able to do this. Yeah. Right. So, but then not knowing that, you can actually take 5 minutes for yourself and just maybe listen to music.
Yeah, take a nap. Yeah, and your numbers will naps, yeah. Because they told us mukule muja kweba kanga mukuze. Are we really sleeping?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that lie that at a certain level you're going to get to, like you said, you'll be successful, you'll get that promotion, and then you can do what you want to do. But it is a lie altogether as well, that you can only, or you should take care of yourself at that point. So we try, in that moment, you're treating self-care as a reward.
Yeah.
And yet, it is not really a reward. It's a maintenance activity. It's like if fueling your car.
Yeah.
You can't wait for it's like breathe your tank
Yeah.
to run empty, and then you remember to fuel.
Yeah.
There will be warning signs on your dashboard that you need to fuel up. So you pass by a petrol station and fuel up. Also, our bodies give us warning signs anyway, that you need to take some time for yourself and maybe rest, and maybe find a rejuvenating activity to engage in, maybe find a friend and talk about stuff, and all these things. So, we are busy.
They cannot be busy. They can't be busy to take care of self-care, because if Flavia can do it, then trust me, everyone can do it. Flavia is running like 10,000 businesses. She has just added over how many now? She's always having a business each week. But the woman still finds time to rest. She has kids. She has a whole life. But then she finds time to rest. So if Flavia can do it, guys, everyone can do it. I don't even know how she does it. I don't even know how she finds time to breathe. Let alone be a self-care coach for you guys who can't do it for themselves. And then there's you. Nakapijo, who has a 9 to 5 job, 9 to 5, and you can't even find time for yourself. Really?
It's the intentionality. Really, it takes more than, takes a lot of energy and a lot of mental strength to say, you know what? I know I have 1,000 things to do, but I'll cut out this time for myself. Like whatever else is running, I'm sure I'm not the oxygen.
Yeah.
They will rest, and then I can take care of myself. So it's just being intentional, really. There's no magic to it. You just need to be intentional. So we had said that we had earlier discussed the root causes of people believing this lie. And one of them was, you had said something about people wanting to be perfect. The perfectionism syndrome in people, that you think you need to first perfect whatever is on your desk to go on and rest. And then we talked about self-care. Looking at self-care as a reward is also another reason why people are believing the lie that they need to, they are so busy to prioritize self-care. Then, of course, we all have a bad habit in this Africa of ours, and it is known that African time is different. They will tell you 1
Every time, yeah.
and then you turn up at 1:30, 2 p.m. or something like that. So that poor time management as well is another reason as to why people feel like they're too busy for self-care. And personally, time management is something that I've tried to work on, or I'm trying to work on so much, so that I can have my time as well. If I know I'm giving this assignment this much time, once it closes or once it clocks 6, I know that that one is done. It's not out moving. So for something else, yes. If it's me next on the program, I will take off the time and take care of myself. If something else on the program, I'll do that. So there are so many root causes. You need to find out why you're not having that time.
Time management is not easy. It's not easy, Flavia.
Yeah, it is because, no, yes, it is not, because that is the culture we have raised in. That's someone will say, please come for a meeting at 1 p.m. I feel like, nah, we are Ugandans. I'll turn up at 1:30. Yes, so it is not easy, but you find that it will ease a lot of things around you when you manage the time accordingly. So what we're talking about is people need to do a self-assessment, self-evaluation, and find out, why do you think you are too busy for self-care? Right? When was the last time you took care of yourself?
Today morning.
Like the rest of us, we showered, madam. Like,
I had an extra hour of my sleep.
oh yeah, that is nice, yes. And for me, I cut 1 hour off my sleep. But anyway, so what are those things that maybe you find that stop you from taking care of yourself or hinder you from taking care of yourself?
You talked about perfectionism, work. Sometimes, you have that deadline and you're like, let me first finish this thing. Let me first finish this.
Are you trying to be perfect? Are you trying to impress someone?
No, I'm trying to finish it for me.
You're
First for me.
for yourself.
Yeah.
Huh?
No, not for myself. I'm just trying. I'm trying to finish it for the sake of finishing it.
I hear.
Yeah.
Yes.
For some other person, it might be I want it to be excellent. So I'm going to do it and then double check it. And then, for me, I'm finishing it for the sake of finishing it so that I can get to something else. The other thing would be, what was the question again?
What makes you binge on, what makes you binge on your self-care? What makes you not take care of yourself? What are those things that hinder you from taking care of yourself?
Sometimes I feel like I'm in a good place. Sometimes I feel like, I don't really need, like, maybe let me go for that massage, let me go for that activity. In some cases, I feel like right now I'm okay.
You're okay.
Yeah, I'm not sick, which is not a good thing also, because
You don't have to wait to be
or tired or so sometimes I feel like, and I think most people will relate with this, because we feel like I'm okay, I'm getting enough sleep, I'm eating, but then even the eating itself, you may not have appetite.
It's the lack of prioritization sometimes that you clutter your entire schedule, and then you actually don't have time for yourself. So we are sharing with you these different reasons why you may feel like you don't have time for self-care, so that you can look into yourself and actually work on them. You can deal with the thought that self-care is a reward. No, it is not. It is actually a necessity. And self-care doesn't have to be a grand gesture. It can be just a small thing, like we said earlier. Then you need to prioritize. You need to work on your time management. And you need to work on the fear of missing out. And of course, work on your perfectionism traits if you have them as well. And let things lie as they should or as they can, while you recoup some time for yourself. Yes. So, and
When you talk about self-care, we also look at the Bible, and I'm reminded of the story of Jesus, how he took time away also from, he was very busy. He had 12 disciples, he was healing, he was performing miracles and all, but then he took time away. I think every morning, around in the morning hours, he took time to himself, for him, his self-care was being with the Lord and talking to God. And also we have the creation story of how God created everything from day 1 to day 6 and made day 7 a resting day, he said, and on the seventh day he rested. So much so that he made it a commandment that he said anyone who disobeys this commandment shall be put to death. So the Sabbath, as we all know it. Moses, I don't know if you've heard of the story of Moses, how when Moses led out the Israelites, there is that time Moses was speaking to God face to face. So he was getting counsel to help
Other people.
And his father-in-law, Jethro, told him that, you know what, you're doing too much. Because he came back exhausted. He would go in the morning, come back in the evening exhausted. So he told him, why don't you get a couple of people, some wise men, and only take on the big cases.
Yes.
So he did the same thing because that's burnout as we know it today. So this goes back to,
It is ancient.
yes,
This is ancient wisdom from the Bible, not from us.
yes,
We have a blueprint of Jesus himself taking time off to rest. Like you said, he even slept in the boat. So sometimes it's such a joke is that sometimes when you're overwhelmed, just sleep.
sleep in the boat.
Yeah, just sleep, just rest. Even Jesus slept in the boat. He was overwhelmed and took off time to rest. Even God, his original blueprint of rest, when he created, he took up time to rest on that seventh day and made it a commandment, like you said. We also know several other people in the Bible that rested. Like Elijah, after running away from Jezebel and all, he was very exhausted and despairing. And the angel appeared to him and told him, you know what? First rest. The next morning he woke up and he was very rejuvenated to continue the journey on which he was on. So yes, we have the original blueprint from the Bible. And we seek to bring you the truths from the Bible because these are not ours.
Yeah.
Yes, these are not ours. We've learned these truths throughout life, but we are mostly grounding them in the Bible and all.
I remember you said earlier on that who is busier than God?
Exactly.
If God can rest on the seventh day, then who are you? I mean,
If God can rest.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just imagine all the prayer requests that all of us send out every other day, every other morning, every other night, every other. But yes, I'm sure in His Almighty, He finds time to rest.
Also, self-care gives you the confidence to.
Yes, actually, that's where I wanted us to go to. That when we flip this around and say that what are the advantages of actually taking care of yourself and not thinking you're too busy for it,
Yeah.
right? There are several advantages. Like I mentioned earlier that once you don't take care of yourself, you realize that there'll be a diminishing return on your productivity. A person who's very productive, probably when you just got in your business or your career, you are climbing that hill very well. At a certain point, if you don't take care of yourself, that curve is going to happen. That trend is going to go downwards. So you need to realize that self-care is actually beneficial, like she was mentioning. So yes, tell us about confidence.
Yeah. When you take care of yourself, there's a way you approach anything.
Yes.
Whether it's a conversation, whether it's a job, interview, whether it's a project, because you've taken care of yourself mentally, emotionally, okay.
Yeah.
Physically, like you show up because in the Bible, Ruth and Esther, they put on their best garments. They had a day, I think with Esther, she had, I think, servants who even had oils, they put the oils, they would oil her, they would give her the best garments, silver, gold, linen, and all that. And then she approached the king. She approached because she knew that, man, if I look good, and I also feel good.
Exactly.
There's no way this guy is going to say no.
Exactly.
Yeah, so
I can testify. Because when you take care of yourself, there's another, you're reaffirming yourself that you matter.
Yeah,
You're reaffirming yourself that you are it, what you think you are. You are reaffirming your entire system that I am it, by the way. I don't care what the rest of you have to say. I have looked good. I have taken care of myself. I know if I'm going in for a meeting and stuff, I have read ahead of what we're going to discuss. So I've taken care of myself in that way mentally to show up and know that I will.
So I'm showing up and
I'm going to be exactly.
Yeah.
I'm going to do this very, very excellently. And of course, it increases your energy and focus as well.
Yeah. And motivation.
Yes, and motivation should do the things. You see, you wonder why I am doing all these things, but I can tell you.
Why you have 1,000 businesses?
Yes, it comes from a place of self-care. Self-care spiritually, mentally, psychologically, financially. There's a lot of things that I do in the background to take care of myself that help me come out like this. So when I know that I have read on something and it is very related to the business that I'm running, like currently I'm doing a diploma in stress management. I'm actually finished.
Never done.
So now that is why we have a coaching program coming up.
Muridde.
So there are those things. I am taking care of myself.
I remember when we were
Spiritually, I have my 3 days of the week where I am engaged spiritually. Let them off.
That's what we're going for.
Yes. So there's that other fulfillment or that other, they pour into me something and then I know that, oh, I've been with my creator. He said this. I've had this from my secret place. Now I can move in this direction and do this. I can now move and do this. I can now do this. I can. Like, it comes from a place of rest, self-care, and all those kind of things.
Because I remember what I was going to say. When we were starting this, you told me there's this day, I think Thursday. I'm putting it out for the rest of the year. We don't know about 2026, but for now,
Or 2025.
for now,
Yes.
you're putting it out
Yeah.
just to be with God,
Yes.
to fill you up spiritually, to fill your cup,
Yes.
so that you show up when you're overflowed.
Yes.
And you reminded me of the story of Ruth that I was going to talk about. Ruth was working in the field. That woman was hustling. She was working in the field. But Naomi told her, you know what? Put on your best garments, oil yourself, put on, and then go and approach Boaz. So even her, she went knowing that I am my best self.
Yes.
But she was from the field. She was from working. So back to you who was the 9 to 5 and you think that you cannot, take time to go for shopping, go for that vacation, go for that activity.
Yeah.
I don't know what that's not an excuse.
I know.
It is not an excuse. Yeah.
Then when you take care of yourself as well, I've noticed that still business and all, you'll be better informed to make decisions and all instead of struggling with brain fog. Back then I used to struggle with decision fatigue because I have too many decisions to make, but then I probably not filled my cup enough and rested my brain, taken off the things that I need to take off my brain or delegate whatever I need to delegate so that I can focus on a few things and be able to make decisions.
Focus on your focus.
Yeah.
If there is focus on what you know that you
Yes.
can
And leave the rest.
and leave the rest.
I found that this year I'm floating better. I'm not stressed anymore with decision fatigue. When something comes up, I rest on it, I pray about it, and then the next day I have some direction what to take. Also, when you take care of yourself, people usually undermine this, but it actually improves your relationships with other people.
Absolutely.
Yes. You know, when your cup is full, you'll be able to
Give.
to flow out to me in a certain way that you. Others, if you come to me when you're irritable, you're angry, you've not taken care of yourself, you're exhausted, you didn't sleep well, then you're not gonna be married.
Yeah.
But it improves your relationships. Also, I was talking to someone this morning and I was telling them that we are human beings, we evolve. At a certain level, the friends you had at a certain level are not with you at another level because you probably evolved from that level. And this evolving comes from sometimes intentional self-care, knowing that I will learn on this, I will do this. So you grow to a certain level and then some people can't rise with you to that level because they've not taken that step to take care of themselves to that extent.
In order to get to that point, I cannot be having such conversations. Yeah, in order to get to that I cannot be in this environment. I cannot go to this.
Yes,
I cannot.
exactly.
Yeah.
So the conversations change, the environments change that you'll be in. You realize that you'll meet different people and different things. You'll be bombarded with different things. Of course, you earlier talked about the confidence, but that's also reminds me of the resilience. Once you build resilience against several things in this life that are going to bombard us, the stresses, the disappointments, the expectations that will not be fulfilled, you build certain resilience as a person against how those things will affect you. So you can't be too busy for self-care.
You cannot.
You can't. Because it comes with a lot of advantages.
But also it's self.
Yes.
It's self.
This is about can give a lot of advantages and it comes with a lot of benefits for you. And these benefits run over you. Like when Flavia takes care of herself, my children are going to be happy.
Yeah.
My home is going to be a happy home. My businesses will be happy. My team will be happy. You know, it goes beyond self. It may look selfish, but actually is not selfish. It is very selfless so that you can show up for the other things. How did you tell us about the ailments, the disorders, the illnesses that people may get from not taking care of themselves because they're too busy?
Well, if you don't take care of yourself, we had talked about obsessive compulsive disorder,
Yes.
where you obsess about a particular, I was giving an example of work. You obsess about, let's say, about a particular project and you want to rise on that material mountain and you're working yourself. So, sleepless nights. So, insomnia, yes. We have nutrition issues. You don't have appetite. Of course, if you don't have appetite, that means there are nutrients that your body is lacking, like iron, fiber, and this help with your immune system. So your immune system is not as active and it's not as is not on your side.
Yes.
And we all know by now, if you've been watching Who Lied to You podcast, you know that we've been talking about the immune system. So if you don't take care of your immune system, it fights against you. We've been saying this for so many episodes. So illnesses, like stress, which causes so many all the other disorders. We have things like mood swings. You know, you're always moody. You have anger issues. You're anxious also all the time. Panic attacks as well. Yeah, so those are just some of the few issues health issues that you can get, and that will in turn cause health issues, diseases, and death. So
You never live out that day, because
that's why we are here, to avoid death.
So thank you so much for joining us for this episode. We are happy to be here again. We're happy to have you on our screens. Please follow, share, and like this video. Send it as far as you can.
Yeah.
The knowledge needs to get out there to everyone. So have a good day.
Weekend.
Yes.